Hello everybody and welcome to something very exciting on this channel. I'm Julian Guba, I am Freak Raider. Today I'm going to start a let's play of Angel of Darkness, but a very special kind. Because I have been almost half of my life working on a remake on this. I know quite a lot of stuff on the development on it, and I figured it might be interesting to showcase a little bit what was changed during development, just show the beta content and just give you a little bit of insight on each location as we go through this let's play. I'm just gonna go ahead, start a new game. I haven't installed any fan patches. This is completely vanilla AOD. So if you don't like that, I'm so sorry. Oh my god, it's so pixelated. Alright, interesting fact number one. There were two teams at work for this. The one team who did the game, which was already split into several teams as well. But there was a specific team for cutscenes, for especially FMV cutscenes, where they had full-on mocap, so all these animations that you were seeing are actually mocapped. So yeah, the cutscenes you see here, the original core design team just provided the company responsible with the basic 3D models of the environment. And I actually believe that this company had rigged Lara's model herself again, because girl has got facial animations in a very specific way. Yeah, maybe I'm also completely wrong, maybe I made this up, but I remember hearing about this. Please don't sue me. So, in one of the iterations of my remake, this part was actually playable. So I rebuilt this entire area. As you can see, they used derelict apartment geometry for like this part here. And I just rebuilt everything the best I could. And yeah, it's kind of whack. There is a leftover of it though. I will insert it here. So this is the old version where that section was playable. And yeah, this was still Unreal Engine 4. As you can see, I replicated these areas. It looks quite like the original if you ask me. Like I got the bed and everything. It's pretty much exactly the same. I think I got the image texture from somewhere online though. The whole idea here was that you're gonna play this. Never ended up being able to make anything out of it though. And then here, this section is also where you could run to the beginning. Yeah, and I built all of that myself. So yeah, that was one of my proud moments. All right. Where do I even start? The part where she just ran through, I didn't just make that playable in my earlier version of this game, but it was also meant to be playable actually. And I will show you some content of that here. Alright, so as you can see here, this was supposed to be in the game. I think I got pretty close to it in my version. And here we have like a demo. Oh no, is it Devo? Demo would be funnier because, you know, beta, demo, whatever. See these walkthroughs. But you end up... Wait, this is very convoluted. Look where you end up. You end up here in the beta area, which looks completely different. Isn't that crazy? So yeah, if you just look at that. I don't know if you're able to visualize it a little bit. Here you are. And the other way, you just go here, through here. Looks different than in the FMV cutscene. And you end up in the main starting area with missing textures, but maybe you get the point. This render, I actually have it in full resolution here. Oh. Interesting that in the beginning of this level you were supposed to hold this, just so that it's a little bit more reinstated on what you actually have to do, where you have to go. They seem to have opted for a very camera angle style gameplay here. Yeah, the controls look as buggy as they do now. If you look at the reflections on the ground, you see the cube maps changing in real time. So what I suppose they did here was... Wait, now I can't get it to happen. So the reflection on the ground changes as soon as we go there. Am I stupid? So what I think they did here to spare some resources, they probably only have one cube map mesh around the entire environment. And whenever they feel like there needs to be a new sort of reflection, they just swap the texture in real time. Here you can see it. In my remake, actually, this door here not the chocolate bar, bitch. This door, there's like a full-on gameplay section behind it, and it's connected to the rooftops and everything. And I can't wait to show you guys that. This door actually was much more detailed in the beta version. I will show you this one here, actually from my remake, because I used it in my remake. It used to look not this shit, but actually like this. The must know for everybody who doesn't know this yet is in the beta, this entire gameplay section here was completely different. So you would start here and you would have the option to either walk up this entire rooftop or go this route. And there's a dog here. You're supposed to go here, and like the dog barking or something would trigger a policeman walking by here. And then you would have to crouch at this door because he was shining his torch in. So here's the part where the dog reveals her position by barking, and then the police guy is looking through. She obviously got up too early, and then he kicks in the door. And if you hit here successfully, you could hide in this bin. As you've probably seen before, this is possible. And let me tell you, all of that and much more is possible in my remake. So I'm gonna show you a cutscene I made for this. This was long ago. So the way it looks here, my remake, it doesn't look like that anymore. A lot of things here are glossy because I didn't set up the materials, and everything is just kind of weird, and there's no audio, but you're gonna see it for yourself.
A hiding place. That bin will do. Walk up to the bin and press action. When the coast is clear, press action again to get out.
So you hide in the bin, and then the idea is that the guy comes and opens the door here in that cutscene. Everything was kind of whack, but I'll just let it play. The voice line cut off. Like, I literally made facial animations for him and everything. Yeah, so that was the rough idea. Oh, wait, they didn't set the alpha texture for this wheel. Look at this wheel. It don't have an alpha texture, so you see that is so sneaky. Core design. Anyway, let's continue. I don't know. Interestingly enough, I've never had issues with controlling AOD Lara. Like, I guess I'm just that rare breed. I do not have problems controlling her. I think it's like pretty much like the classics, just a bit sluggish, you know? And every time I see a Let's Play, people are always like, oh my god, Lara, stop it and everything. Come on. I don't play this game regularly. Only my remake. Look at her boob jiggle. Oh my god, she can't walk backwards. That's actually weird. Not me saying I'm good at the controls and then not even 20 seconds later. So it's definitely quite evident how slow she moves. This is completely different in my remake. There is a voice line here, a hidden voice line, where she says,
shall I go straight on or climb that ladder?
As we all know, this is the beta area, which we're going to explore at the end of this level. So yeah, you were supposed to be able to go there apparently, and there's also beta footage of her literally walking down these stairs, talking to an NPC, which is the drug guy from Parisian Ghetto. That was only like for a demo to showcase, you know, oh my god, we have dialogue options and everything. So he had no place here, but yeah, the geometry was completely different. And I actually have some beta screenshots of that and of the various iterations there were of this level. There were so many, and this level used to be super big. But here you can see this door didn't exist, and she's about to go there. And as I've showed you in the Blender file before, this is that geometry. She just walks down. However, this one is even more different, and you can see, here's the guy, the NPC guy. Maybe you can see it here for a second. There's an area here. So there's no building. Do you see that? There's space and you can go there. In the version in my Blender file, there's an actual coffee shop. There's a, or like a boulangerie or something. You know, a place where you would get your French croissant. If we take a look here. Boulangerie. So this is the building. In this build here, you know, here is the NPC. Here's the drug guy. And in the build that they have, there is some different... There's a space here and you can walk. Whilst here you can enter in this textureless mess of a boulangerie. But isn't this interesting? We've never seen this in any existing level in the game, right? You know, there were so many different variations of this place here as well. It's just, you know, once you get to the beta area, the beta area of the beta area, you really see how beta everything is. Like, they clearly spent more time refining the geometry here rather than there. AOD is, in my opinion, one of the most atmospheric and moody Tomb Raider games there is. I think just the lighting was completely nailed. An interesting point here, which I've never heard anyone speak about. You see the ladder here. This was a last minute thing they did. There used to be an aircon unit here. Insert voice line here.
I can climb up on that aircon unit.
And as you see this shadow blob there, this is from that aircon unit. And I can also show it to you in my remake. I have it there. Good old aircon unit. Wow, aircon unit. Why did they remove that? I don't know. But in the industrial rooftops, you can actually look into this area and you see there's still the aircon unit as a low poly version. Why? Choices. All right. So we're just going to grab some items here. And yeah, also a fun little interesting thing I want to note here. In this room, there's a door here. And the door I showed you downstairs earlier is actually the same door that leads into the apartment complex I built, which is also reachable through this door. But rather, you can burst through that door from the apartment inside into here. It's kind of difficult to explain. Once you play the game, you'll know. In like 10 years. No, but honestly, I plan on releasing it at some point. Don't worry. It's literally all I ever do. I just want to get it right, you know? Like, I don't want to rush it just like Core Design did themselves. I want to have this game truly feel like what it was supposed to be. I want it to feel and sort of look like the original, but updated. It shouldn't be completely ultra realistic graphics. I've stepped away from that. So we're gonna pick up a chocolate bar here. Oh, recently I went through the hassle of extracting every single item pickup in this game, so that I can use them in my game. That was a bitch.
It looks like I need something to force this open.
Oh, this also reminds me. In the PlayStation 2 version, compared to the PC version, they have different voice lines. For everything she says, basically, in the PS2 version, she says it with like, this looks like a safe area, but I need to find a way out. Whereas in the PC version, she says, this looks like a safe area. You know what? What the hell? Climbing up the ladder. You can grab the doubloons here. And you can completely avoid, there's a trigger right there for the one voice line, and if you don't trigger it, she'll just say this. And when you go back here after getting the crowbar, she will say it again, as though you didn't just make that jump. It's kind of stupid. Oh, I'm gonna spoil everything about my remake. In this section here, I had originally planned that when she grabs this, there's a drain pipe and it cracks, and then you have to quickly shimmy over there. I can maybe insert like a beta cutscene I had here. At this point, everything already looks completely different again. It's just, I changed so much about this project like every time I work on it. It's crazy. But now I feel like I finally got some sort of, you know, coherence between everything. So let's hope for the best. I also want to make the controls completely smooth. Something like in Legend, where this would not happen. You know? Everything we just saw there. Not happening. It's got to be smooth, it's got to be quick, it's got to be responsive, just so that the adventure feels more fun. Because a lot of people, sometimes I have the feeling when I watch Let's Plays, for them Tomb Raider seems to be a chore, especially Angel of Darkness, when they like start a level, oh no, we're starting this level. For every level they say that, and I'm like, shouldn't be like that, when the actual ideas they had for this game were so fun. So I think fixing the controls could also fix a lot here. So I'm gonna recreate a little something here. If you look down, this is the beta version of this shot. Isn't that interesting? The bin also for a while used to be like this random object that is now in the corner over there next to the dog.
I
can hop to the other side, which I would not recommend, but let's try it. I auto-saved.
To climb the drain pipe, walk up to it.
Someone explain to me, how did this happen? The guy that fixes the controls all the time, Reborn in Shadows. If you watch this, please tell me how the heck did they mess up the controls in a way that this happens? Was there like a system where she tried to like auto aim in which direction to jump and which direction to eventually end up in? Because she never jumps forwards in the PC version. Whereas in the PlayStation version, it seems to work fine for the most part. There used to not be gates up there, no fences, so you could just climb up there, so they added a little gameplay chunk there. Interesting that when you jump up, you don't even have to press control, like she just grabs it. Makes no sense. Kind of the whole point of this grabbing and having to hold and then not having to hold and having to press to release, it's kind of weird. Which is also a reason why I cut that from my remake. Spoiler alert. Automatic ledge grabbing. Spoiler alert, everything should feel like Legend. As you already know, the beta area over there It used to be much, much bigger, like twice the size of what we play now, or 3 times, honestly. However, what's also should be worth noting is that the industrial rooftops over there and the Parisian Backstreets used to be one big level. In the actual master file of this section, these areas are conjoined. I don't think they could conjoin the apartment level, though, the derelict apartment, because for the most part, it fits within the bounds of this apartment complex, but some of the areas would stick out right there, and it wouldn't make a lot of sense, so I think they just split it up and yeah. But also, you know, they also had to cut down on a lot of space and resources and everything, so we got this. Hi, how are ya? This barrel is the same one that they use in the beta area. There's a crowbar down there. I'm also very excited for everyone to see the gameplay loop that I designed, because it's quite different to this.
You need to shimmy to that walkway.
Yeah, but I don't think I'm strong enough yet. After breaking in here, I guess I'm gonna have to go down and get the necklace. Do I want to do that? No. Will I do it? Also, no, I think I just don't care now. I will just show you the beta area instead. I think that's what we care. I don't think we care about the necklace that we can sell like one fucking moment and then he's dead. What's also interesting in my remake, when you pick something out of a closet, you can actually see the item laying inside already. So it's not like she doesn't grab something invisible, but like she actually grabs the item that's inside. And this little room is in my version where you go down into the apartment complex that we mentioned earlier, and you have to traverse your way, and everything is kind of connected so that you, in the end, whether you choose to go into the beta area first or not, you have to end up in both areas anyway, so that you can complete, you know, the level and get to the derelict apartment level. No comment. Okay, thanks. So yeah, in my remake, I really tried to make everything, pretty much everything 3D. So like any sort of thing you could imagine, looking at you right there, would be 3D, just so that everything looks a little bit more enhanced. Also, that will not look like that. And we made it.
I need to move quietly. Press.
Okay, be quietly. Okay, she can't move anymore. So interesting phenomenon here.
To hug the wall.
To hug the wall. When you go there and you hug the wall, you actually, in order for her to go that way, so like over there, you are pressing left, even though that makes no sense with the tank controls, because usually you control her out of her perspective, but here you suddenly control her out of the wall's perspective, you know, or out of the camera looking at the wall.
Great.
There's the key. All right. Oh. Glitchy, glitch. Look, glitch. Oh, like I don't mind playing it, the movements, but it's just like, how could this have happened? They've had to have had some solid, you know, moving controller before. Usually, I suppose, like a big team where there's a bunch of people responsible for something, they don't scrap everything and start from anew. Like, that's me. I do this project alone, so it's bound to happen. But like when it's a bunch of people coming together, I kind of can't imagine it working that way, like, right? Like you're tossing so much progress into the bin. The bin. Let's kill that bitch. Alright. And then let's finish the level and I will... Now we get to the juicy part. Does she die here? No. Okay. Now we're going to explore the Backstreets area, the beta area. So, welcome to the area. I think everybody knows it by now, at least. Has seen it at least one time. I will just roughly illustrate what the plans have been for this area initially.
On with the right or left, don't keep me hanging around. I need to reach the roof before I lose my grip.
So,
That wire looks like it will take my weight.
interesting.
Walk to the edge and stop.
Please. Okay. Oh my god, now she doesn't walk. Okay, you guys probably know that here the geometry used to be a lot different, and there used to be a completely different section over there. And a little leftover is actually still in here. If we look at the floor here. Interesting. So, oops, it's not walkable. A lot of people have also spewed some theories on, oh yeah, this was supposed to be Castle Kriegler because look, it's a castle. Sorry about that. This was not supposed to be Castle Kriegler. Believe it or not, in the game files, the official texture files, there is hints that this texture actually belongs to Paris 1. And Paris 1 is this, the first level. They must have had this planned at some point in the beta section. Alright. Above this wire, there is an invisible wall, just in case that her jumping goes across it, like if she has an upgrade or something and she can jump further. However, when you have the debug menu activated and you have all the upgrades, you can actually jump way across it. So now I'm just gonna show you what the beta section of this place looked like. Here in the beta area, which looks completely different. Isn't that crazy? In this build here, you know, here is the NPC, here's the drug guy. If we take a look here. Boulangerie. So this is the building. Look at this beta area. Like, there used to be screenshots floating around on the internet that showed like rough areas of this place. And I was always like, where the hell is that? It was here. It was here. It was here, it was there. You can see like they had some gameplay planned. For whatever reason, you were going to climb up there, get something maybe, I don't know. Then maybe hide from some cops here. You see the beta park is completely different. It's completely, you know, different. But you can also see that it's a bit less high detail. So they didn't really work on that. Low res stretch textures. But you see these are completely new areas. And even here, like, I've seen like a million different ways out of this place. Okay, now let's put the key in here. Also weird glitch here. You have to walk back and then slowly walk forwards until you're able to open this. This section has seen so many changes. Also, interestingly enough, here you actually get introduced to commando crawl in this game.
I can crawl through that gap in the...
Which you're never introduced to in the actual game. Right, so you're supposed to sneak up onto this guy here. It's so interesting that all the triggers are still here and they're working and everyone's happy. Wait, I didn't realize the level loaded? What the hell? I didn't know that the level was able to load. This is the vanilla AOD game. Usually I thought this place just doesn't load correctly and it will always be the low textured one, but apparently I got it to load. In my remake, there's a completely different gameplay section here. Like, it's with you having to open this with a crowbar, but it alerts a cop, and then you have to run inside and... Oh my god, the controls. Go into this area and hide in this bin, just like in the beginning, just so that mechanic gets used at least once more. I actually also plan on putting it in the Parisian ghetto as well. At nighttime. Ooh, have an interesting look here. There's not a lot being rendered here. I don't think this has been fleshed out at all. Like, they probably knew they wanted to remove it, but somehow still left it in the game. I don't get that. See, like, why didn't they just completely cut it? Why did they leave the trigger in for it? Like, you guys have to know that when we enter through the door, a separate zone loaded. Meaning, everything here is practically a different level, and they could have just deleted that, honestly. Like, you never actually get into here unless you glitch. What is this about? Why did they do that? What was it like maybe... Or did they maybe try to leave a hint that this game is more unfinished than we think it is? Or that there's more potential to it, I don't know.
There might be more police around.
Yeah, no, in that black zone there's nothing. Let's try and reload. So what we see right now, actually, fun fact, these were the fakes. So like, you know, your best friend who secretly talks shit about you all the time, that's that. Fakes are what you call the back scenery, which you will never actually access. And just serves the purpose of, you know, giving a little bit more of immersion. They're quite low poly. There used to be a ton more of those actually in the beta as well. Let's see if I can go back. Yeah. Now let's fly here. Here there was actually, you can still see some sort of leftover. There was like a construction scaffolding and you were able to climb it and you were able to maneuver. You were able... Yeah, shut the fuck up. So here you can see the thing she was supposed to climb on to evade the policeman. There were several ways you could go here. You can climb onto this and go up here and try to avoid him. You know, it's just a little bit of gameplay addition here. Not too crazy, not too much, honestly. Whereas the proper beta, there was much more. As you can see here. Je l'ai perdu. He says, I lost her. as he walks towards the invisible geometry I stand on. Yeah, so this was the scaffolding. So interesting. And you're supposed to exit through here, through the climbing section here. Which is interesting because this road is definitely shorter than the other one. So I'm not quite sure why they did that. Anyway, so here's the cutscene and yeah. And here, the infamous roof from the final area before the next level, which was just completely cut. Maybe because she could fall on it and not die, and it, you know, kind of fucks everything up.